another niece creator, Delights by Dawn. You should follow her if you don't already. She did a video on this, but I want to recap it and I'll do my own version of it because it's something I was thinking about already and I have a slightly different take on it. But she said that this TikTok thing is not over, and I think a lot of us realize that. The problem with it is that we're already seeing censorship and filtration on this new rebooted 24 hours later version of TikTok. Just go ahead and search on, like, go into the search bar and search on things like China or search on Red Note or things like that, and you'll see very little come up. And this, what you do see come up is very sanitized. Also, I'm sure you've already seen where people are saying that they can only share certain like things, especially videos that are on sensitive topics or topics that might be counter to what the US government would want to see anybody talking about. They limit severely the number of people you can share those videos with. I think it's like 5 people in a serial fashion, and then they limit you. So it's very, and that's just what we have right now. What we're going to get most likely, if the only way that this is going to get solved, unless the U.S. government changes its position considerably, which I doubt, because it's now become a matter of saving face, if nothing else, is that they're going to have an American company buy that percentage that is being divested by China. And if that does happen, they've made it very clear TikTok's not going to give them the algorithm. So what we would have is a non-TikTok algorithm version of TikTok, and it would be something other than what we have right now. So in other words, it's going to not be the thing we've all fallen in love with and want to use and are appreciating. It's what we want out of TikTok. We wouldn't have that. So it's very likely that we're just kind of kicking the can down the road a little bit here. And that already we don't have what we had before, even, 72 hours ago. So this is something to keep in mind, is that we're going to all need to collectively figure out how to deal with this and keep looking for really hedging our bets in a platform that somehow we can use, or a methodology to use platforms outside of the US government's control through proxy servers and things like that, and just like some methodology where we can all get on a platform that allows us to truly share information freely without being censored and restricted. And I just can't even believe that in 2025 I'm having to say this about the United States of America. But that's where we're at, as we've all seen. So I just wanted to say that, put my 2 cents in for that. I appreciate Dawn giving that information and making that video. It's not something that people want to hear right now, but it's what we need to discuss, and we need to make a plan now. I agree with her point about that, is that we all need to be making a plan to figure out what's next, because obviously we need a platform upon which we can discuss things freely and not feel like we're being censored and not feel like we're getting biased information like, the US news media. But likewise also isn't being influenced by a foreign or hostile government. It just, needs to be somebody who isn't influenced by politics. Everybody's going to be influenced by money, so I don't think we're going to get around that, but certainly not coming from a political influence level.